Hey everybody, I'm Igor with CAtuned, and this is...
I'm Max with CAtuned Off-Road. What are we doing here?
Well, we're discussing one of the original builds from back in the day, named S2002, as people know it online, but it's essentially it's a BMW 2002. Max had found...
Yeah, but I guess from the beginning, I got the motor first, to be honest. I bought the motor and I'm like, you know what? This motor is such a badass motor. Like, it creates, over 100 horsepower per cylinder, and that was like the biggest thing is like everybody kept talking about this Honda thing, S2000, and I got a good deal on the motor and the transmission. And I'm thinking like, okay, E36, E30. I think one of my brothers were in school driving. It was in Auburn. Since you're tall and you can see, and he spotted this 2002 actually underneath the oak tree, and it was a pastor that owned it for who knows how many years. And since then, I saw it and I kind of bugged him for probably 6 months to give me a better deal on it. And once we bought that, it kind of began the journey of installing it.
One of the first things is like when we got it to the shop, we started taking it apart. We found rats.
Oh yeah,
rat nests, like an actual embodied mummified rat. Yeah, so that was like one of the first key things when getting the car, and we kind of started going through it. And I think we even got the original M10 started.
Oh yeah, we drove it into the to lift, and realistically it was just from the yard to lift and tearing it apart right there.
Yeah, and it's not like I don't even know that I realized that that's what you decided to do originally, was just to do the the F20 swap into the car, until it was like, oh, the original M10 is coming out and you're gonna start mocking the motor up.
Yeah, that was maybe one of those spur of the moments thing, but
and it was quickly apparent that it was going down the road. You were figuring stuff out really quick, because you're a good fabricator, and your mind is like our dad's mind. It's quick. When it comes to fabrication stuff, you can put two and two together and figure it out. My job was kind of like, oh, taking some pictures along the way, post it online. And as soon as we posted it online, it was like being inundated and all this anger from the BMW community, all these old school guys like, oh, you shouldn't do that. That's blasphemy. You should never put that engine in. Who puts a Honda motor in a 2002? That's such a classic. You're killing it. You're ruining the car. And then we would get death threats, honest death threats. It's like, I'm going to come and kill you. It's like, dude, what is going on?
yeah, I mean, but the haters were what brought the attention. And a lot of people that understood what we're trying to do and what we're doing at the time, they really they knew what's happening, kind of. And I think that thing escalated so fast in general, that whole build. There's obviously, they can still look at the forums, right? It's still up there. Which forum was it on most?
Rev Limited, the StanceWorks forum. There's a number of forums that we have posted it on, and you could still check out the build thread. I mean, some of the pictures are obviously gone, but it's definitely there.
And I think that once we had the engine running, and I think that one thing is like, since you got so much horsepower compared to original, we were having issues with the rear diff.
Yeah, that was one of the first things. It's like,
we're just blowing
originally we had the M10, small case diff, which blew up like almost instantly. So then I think at one point you had rebuilt a diff we put in it. That only lasted like 2 weeks.
I think I did like a E21, just a little upgrade.
Yeah, that too. And then I remember us going to a shoot downtown with all the graffiti for a magazine. We're coming back, pushing on the car.
I don't know how I made it. Yeah, I don't know how I made it back.
Boom, disintegrated again, and that prompted us to do what we call the Monster Ren, which is a modified rear subframe where you put the medium case differential with custom axles, and that's probably been in the car ever since.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think a broken axle just not too long ago, maybe a year ago, but since 15 years has been in there, But it's definitely been true and holding out the whole time. And people put a lot of power in them.
And I think that's what a lot of guys face. It doesn't matter what the build is, going through different stages with the car and kind of different iterations. I mean, with the F20 being in there first, it was just NA, and then at one point you did ITBs. Which I think that was the most fun.
It is. It was the most fun. I mean, in regards to like tuning wise, it was a little bit pain in the butt for sure. But full throttle and this and that, oh, you can't beat it.
The induction noise.
Yeah, that was just...
And it was loud. It would scare people.
Crazy. Oh, It was crazy. I almost missed that.
And then out of the blue, he had the car at home, and I didn't even know this. We were busy at the shop. He comes over to the shop one day. I remember like it was yesterday, and it's boosted. Built a manifold at his house. You know, put this whole turbo kit on it and everything. Wasn't it a whole set turbo?
It was. It was actually off of like a Dodge Ram, 04 Dodge Ram Cummins. You know, big old turbo. And my goal was to make 400 horsepower. And when we were done, we dynoed it was at 404. Like, what? Like, that was an accomplishment that nobody, you know, you're shooting those goals, but who knows?
You weighted it at one point with Max in it. We weighted it, and it was
2,200 pounds.
2,200 pounds.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, right?
So talking about the weight to power ratio is crazy.
Yeah, it's a light car. I mean, we get people that connect with us, and they're like, I want to do an S65, and I want to do an LS in the 2002, or I want to put all this big old motor in, and I'm like, okay, it's your car. You can do whatever you want, but
it's just money.
Why? And it's a lot of money, but why? The car weighs nothing. You know, you put 500 horsepower, the front end lifts. You know, are you sure? I mean, and at some point you got to put bigger tires in it. So then you're doing flares,
brakes. You know, obviously.
Yeah, brakes.
People,
it's a slippery slope because you're going in so many directions. You got to you can't just put a big motor and not do everything else. So with the turbo on it now, you've got a ball bearing turbo, which is smaller.
Yeah, it's definitely smaller. So it's more of a streetable. Before you had like nothing almost, and then you just everything. This thing it spools faster. It's not that much horsepower in general, but it's just more. You can just streetable. Like, just feels good, you know, all around.
Any regrets for doing the swap from back when you first did it to now?
You know, honestly, the only regret I think I did was just doing that turbo. Honestly, a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, because it became like scary fast. Like, you know, in general, because the car is so small and tiny, and they didn't like those 2002s, and you know, they're not really crash. Like, if you know, there's safety cars, but you know, you come down to it's not compared to the power that was given. So I think if somebody would, to me, like if I were maybe restart, I would definitely keep the ITBs or something like NA, just more fun. But this is fun too.
Yeah,
tons of fun. But it's just when that horsepower, 400 horsepower for that little car, it was scary. Like literally scary.
Part of why you did the F20 on it is because, you know, where we come from when we were younger, you know, we had Civics, you know, EK, EG, we were growing up in that era. And then also, you know, that's kind of like, you know, there's a comfort level there. And a lot of times, you know, hearing people being so negative, it doesn't help anyone. I think this whole car culture needs a little more appreciation for stuff. And it's turned in a lot of ways now with the K-swap.
For sure. I think when we did this, you know, over 15 years ago, it was a little bit different.
Yeah.
Now it's like K-swap the world. You know, everybody in them, like, they have swaps everywhere. And people finally understand what these little motors are capable of doing in the aftermarket world and everybody. So it's definitely changed, you know, I think, compared to...
I feel like it's changed for the better.
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely.
You know, that's why there's a lot more support. Yeah, and like you said, with the K-swap, it's like the new LS. You know, everybody's putting it. You know, they're even putting the K-swap into the S2000 because it's really hard to get the F20 now.
Correct.
Or the F2002. So, and there's so much support. You know, the initial motor's pretty cheap, and then you can slowly start buying all the pieces to be able to upgrade.
I mean, at the end of the day, too, it's your car. You can do whatever you want.
I feel the same way.
Just have fun with it, you know, right?
Yeah. I've had a lot of fun, a lot of memories with the car, just being that it was yours, but, you know, us being around it, and I hope that the viewers can appreciate what you've done.
Yeah, and also, I mean, if somebody wants to do something like this, they can.
Oh, yeah. We still make mounts. Now they're, I mean, way nicer. We make billet mounts now, and, you know, different colors and stuff, and we still support the platform a lot. It's just gotten better. You know, now we're able to offer, you know, a coolant package for it and a bunch of other stuff. And, you know, the 2002s are great cars. I mean, you can still find them. If you're looking for a 2002, you know, if you're in a position to be able to buy one, look around. They're out there. You know, you may not find it under an orchard tree, but, you know, look around, ask around, Facebook Marketplace, you know, the old Craigslist, and just overall. I mean, they're still out there and they're worth saving. Not necessarily, even if you don't do a F20 swap or a K swap, there's, you know, even the M10 is fine. That's just not normally what we do because we like to hot rod everything, but it's definitely fun. 2002s too. You got to look because a lot of them do have
shock
rust.
towers, right?
Shock towers, floors,
Yeah. Fenders, maybe some fender down low fenders. You know.
yeah, rockers. You just look around. I mean, if you're wanting a great deal and you're handy, and you want to learn how to weld, you know,
DIY stuff, yeah.
DIY stuff, yeah, it's never too late to learn. I mean, welding now. I mean, I've taught my daughter during COVID how to weld. It's a lot of fun. Do not be intimidated. That's the only thing. I'm self-taught. You know, I was a computer major. This is not my thing. Cars are just my passion and what I like. So if I can do it, you can do it. It's just a matter of perseverance and having the wanting, the desire to do it. I'm a strong believer in that. Well, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
checking our channels. CAtuned Off-Road.
That's it.
Blake's Garage behind the camera.
There you go. Thanks, guys.